There are moments when life surprises us with coincidences so unlikely and full of meaning that they make us question whether there is truly such a thing as chance. Perhaps you've already thought of someone and, in the next instant, that person reached out to you. Or maybe an answer you had been searching for appeared in a book that, by chance, fell into your hands. These moments, known as synchronicities, have the power to break our linear understanding of reality and awaken a deep feeling of connection with something greater. The idea that the universe is constantly communicating with us may seem challenging at first. We live in a world where logic and causality are the predominant lenses through which we interpret events. However, synchronicities suggest a deeper level of interaction, something that transcends the ordinary and invites us to look at life with more attention and reverence. They remind us that behind the apparent chaos, there may exist a hidden order, an invisible network that connects our experiences and guides us towards our purpose. These moments are not just coincidences that make us smile or leave us intrigued. They carry messages, subtle invitations to reflect on our choices, our paths, and our connections with the universe around us. When we allow ourselves to open to the possibility that there is something significant in these events, they stop being mere curiosities and become turning points, opportunities to align ourselves with a greater flow of life. As we embark on this journey to explore the power of synchronicities, we are invited to reconsider our perceptions of reality. Perhaps the universe is not a random sequence of events, but a dynamic field of interconnected possibilities. Perhaps, instead of being passive observers, we are co-creators of this grand tapestry, influencing and being influenced by it. And by recognizing and embracing synchronicities, we can begin to see life not as a series of accidents, but as a constant dialogue with the infinite. This journey is not just about understanding intellectually the phenomenon of synchronicities, but about living them as part of a deeper awakening to who we are and the role we play in the universe. It is an invitation to pay attention, to listen with the heart, and to trust in the flow of life. For, in the end, perhaps the greatest mystery of synchronicities is their ability to remind us that we are, and always have been, deeply connected. Synchronicities, as described by Carl Jung, are events that challenge conventional logic because they lack a direct causal relationship but have a deep meaning for those who experience them. They manifest as coincidences so rich in symbolism that they make us pause and reflect. For Jung, these occurrences were not mere accidents but signs of a mysterious connection between the inner world of the psyche and external events. He called them meaningful coincidences, emphasizing that their value lies in the subjective impact, not in objective explanation. Imagine that you are going through a moment of doubt and, as you walk aimlessly, you come across a phrase written on a bulletin board that seems to speak directly to your situation. Or consider the example of repeatedly encountering the same number in different places, as if the universe is drawing your attention to something specific. These are just glimpses of what synchronicities can offer, a sense of connection with something greater, something that transcends the ordinary. The fundamental difference between synchronicities and random coincidences lies in the way they are perceived. While coincidences are neutral, synchronicities carry personal meaning. They touch something deep inside us, awakening intuitions or answers that we might not have accessed otherwise. For this reason, recognizing a synchronicity requires more than attention. It requires an openness to the symbolic, to the inexplicable. These experiences can be big or small, but their power lies in how they connect us to the present moment. They take us out of autopilot and put us in a state of expanded awareness, where we begin to notice that life is not as random as it seems. Each synchronicity is a reminder that the universe has its own language, and that we are always immersed in a dialogue with it, even if we don't perceive it. Recognizing synchronicities in our daily lives is like developing a new kind of vision, one that allows us to see beyond the obvious. They may arise in casual conversations, in patterns in nature, or even in dreams. The most important thing is to be receptive, allowing these moments to guide and inspire us, rather than dismissing them as mere coincidences. These experiences remind us that the universe is intrinsically meaningful, and that, even in its vastness, there is something deeply personal in how it interacts with us. Each synchronicity is like a whisper, an invisible hand that points us in a direction or encourages us to look more closely at the path we are walking. Philosophy has always sought to find order in chaos, questioning whether there is an underlying pattern to what seems random. In this context, synchronicities offer a starting point for deep reflections on how the universe organizes itself and communicates. Plato, for example, believed that the world we perceive is merely a shadow of a higher and perfect reality. In his theory of forms, everything that exists in the physical world is an imperfect manifestation of ideal forms that reside in a higher plane. In this sense, synchronicities can be seen as glimpses of these perfect forms, moments when the veil between the physical and the transcendent becomes thin enough for us to glimpse a greater order. Taoism, with its emphasis on harmony with the natural flow of life, also offers a valuable perspective. The concept of Wu Wei, often translated as non-action or action without effort, teaches us to align our actions with the natural course of the universe. Synchronicities, in this context, are signs that we are in harmony with this flow. When we do not resist what is and surrender to the wisdom of the present moment, meaningful coincidences begin to emerge, like reflections of our connection with the Tao, the universal path. Buddhism, in turn, presents us with the idea of universal interdependence, the notion that everything is connected in a vast web of causes and conditions. Synchronicities, then, are not anomalies but manifestations of this interconnection. When we experience these moments, we are reminded that we are not separate from the whole, but deeply intertwined with it. It is as if the universe is showing us that every thought, action, and intention has an impact, echoing in patterns that often unfold in ways we do not fully understand. These philosophies point to a central truth. What seems random may, in reality, be an expression of something much greater. Synchronicities invite us to look beyond the surface of events and explore the invisible threads that connect all that exists. They call us to live with more attention, to seek meaning in unexpected places, and to trust that there is a greater intelligence operating behind what we perceive. By integrating these philosophical perspectives, we begin to see that synchronicities are not mere accidents, but reminders that life has a depth that goes beyond the tangible. They challenge us to abandon a purely mechanistic view of the universe and embrace the possibility that there is a hidden order, a cosmic dance in which we all participate. Synchronicities hold a special appeal for those exploring spirituality, as they are often interpreted as divine signs or messages meant to guide us on our journey. These unique moments, filled with meaning, transcend logic and invite reflection, challenging us to consider the possibility that the universe is more than a random sequence of events. In many spiritual traditions, synchronicities are seen as evidence of the divine presence or as invitations to align with a higher purpose. In Christianity, for example, it is believed that God speaks to us in various ways, including through subtle signs that manifest in our daily lives. An unexpected encounter, a phrase heard at the right moment, or even an apparently trivial event can be interpreted as a divine message, a reminder that we are being guided and supported. In Hinduism and Buddhism, the idea of karma and interconnection reinforces the spiritual interpretation of synchronicities. These events are seen as reflections of the energies we emit and the choices we make, revealing opportunities for us to align more deeply with Dharma, the path of truth and universal harmony. They function as signs that point to the next step on the spiritual journey. Modern spirituality also embraces synchronicities as manifestations of alignment between our intentions and the greater flow of the universe. When we are in tune with our inner essence and trust the process of life, these moments become more frequent, almost as if the universe is responding to our openness and intention. But perhaps the most transformative aspect of synchronicities in spirituality is their ability to inspire faith and trust. In moments of doubt or challenge, these significant occurrences remind us that we are not alone, that a greater flow of energy and intelligence is at work. They encourage us to release excessive control and trust in the mystery of life. To embrace synchronicities as part of a spiritual journey, it is essential to cultivate openness and receptivity. Practices such as meditation and contemplation help create the inner space necessary to perceive these moments and interpret them meaningfully. It is also important to trust what we feel when experiencing them, as synchronicities speak more to our intuition than to logic. These events are not mere curiosities. They are invitations to expand our consciousness and deepen our connection with the divine. They remind us that we are embedded in a larger web of existence, where everything is interconnected and every step on the journey is guided by a force that knows us more deeply than we know ourselves. Science, with its relentless search for explanations and universal truths, also offers intriguing perspectives on synchronicities. While traditionally focused on causal analysis, areas such as quantum physics have begun to explore phenomena that resonate with the idea of mysterious connections between seemingly disconnected events. These advancements open up space for a broader understanding of synchronicities, not as inexplicable anomalies, but as expressions of an interconnected and dynamic reality. One of the most fascinating concepts in quantum physics is non-locality. In experiments involving entangled particles, scientists observed that a change in the state of one particle can instantly influence another, even when they are separated by vast distances. This phenomenon challenges classical logic and suggests that, on a fundamental level, everything is invisibly connected. This idea mirrors what synchronicities represent, an interconnection that transcends time and space, creating meaningful patterns that surprise and intrigue us. Another interesting perspective comes from the idea that human consciousness can influence reality. Studies such as the double-slit experiment demonstrate that mere observation can alter the behavior of subatomic particles. This result raises profound questions about the role of the mind in shaping the physical world. If our consciousness can, in some way, impact matter, perhaps synchronicities are reflections of this interaction, moments when our thoughts and intentions align with the fabric of the universe to create meaningful events. Science also explores the unified field, a theory that suggests everything in the universe is connected by an underlying energy. This view, advocated by physicists like David Bohm, resonates deeply with the idea of synchronicities, as it implies that seemingly random events may, in fact, be manifestations of a hidden and intricate pattern. Although science still cannot fully explain synchronicities, these concepts encourage us to view the world with more curiosity and openness. They remind us that reality is not as rigid as it seems and that there is a vibrant dynamism in action, capable of creating unexpected connections filled with meaning. The bridge between science and spirituality becomes even more evident when we consider that both scientists and spiritual seekers are, in a sense, investigating the same mystery, the nature of existence and our relationship with it. While one seeks through formulas and experiments, the other explores through meditation, intuition, and subjective experiences. Together, these approaches help us understand synchronicities not only as curiosities but as expressions of a universe that is both rational and profoundly mysterious. Intuition plays a central role in the experience of synchronicities. It acts as an inner compass that helps us perceive and interpret these significant moments, even when they challenge logic. Often, synchronicities do not present themselves in an explicit or obvious way. They arise as subtle coincidences that require a special sensitivity to be recognized. This is where intuition enters as an essential guide. This intuitive ability is not something reserved for a few. It is present in all of us but can be overshadowed by excessive rationalization or constant distraction. Developing intuition is, in fact, a process of reconnecting with a natural ability, a form of listening that transcends the conscious mind and accesses the depths of our being. Intuition is often that calm, quiet voice that arises from the depths of the mind, offering a clear response before logical thought has time to intervene. To recognize and work with synchronicities, it is crucial to trust this inner voice. Often, it manifests as a feeling or an inexplicable certainty that something is significant. Perhaps you're about to make a decision, and suddenly, an event or a seemingly trivial message resonates in a special way, as if confirming what you already knew on a deeper level. These moments are an invitation to follow what intuition is trying to communicate. Practices such as meditation are valuable tools to strengthen the connection with intuition. When we quiet the mind and turn inward to silence, we begin to access a state of presence where intuition can be heard more clearly. Meditation not only reduces mental noise but also helps us create a receptive space, allowing insights and signs to be more easily perceived. Another useful practice is self-observation. Taking time to reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and experiences can reveal patterns and messages that previously went unnoticed. Keeping a journal where you record synchronicities and the context in which they occur can also be an effective way to develop a greater sensitivity to these events. Trust is another key aspect. Intuition and synchronicities often operate outside the realm of logic, which can lead to skepticism or doubt. However, the more you follow your intuition and observe the results, the stronger this connection becomes. It's like a muscle that strengthens with use, allowing you to perceive and understand synchronicities more easily. Ultimately, intuition reminds us that we are always connected to something greater, that there is a natural flow in life that we can access if we are attentive. When we allow ourselves to trust this connection, Synchronicities stop being isolated events and become part of a continuous dance between our inner world and the universe around us. Synchronicities, in addition to being moments of meaningful connection, often point to something deeper: our life purpose. They act as subtle indicators, helping us align our actions, choices, and intentions with the path that most truly resonates with our essence. Amid life's uncertainties, these significant coincidences can offer clarity and inspiration, as if the universe is whispering guidance on the next step. When we are aligned with our purpose, synchronicities seem to intensify, appearing with greater frequency and clarity. It's as if, by walking the right path, the universe conspires in our favor, creating encounters, opportunities, and messages that confirm we are on the right course. On the other hand, when we drift away from our essence, these connections may seem less present, a reminder that it's time to adjust our direction. There are many inspiring stories of people who transformed their lives by following the clues provided by synchronicities. Imagine someone who, in search of a new job, bumps into an old colleague who mentions a perfect opening for their skills. Or the story of an author who, while seeking inspiration, finds a book that contains exactly the perspective needed to unlock their creativity. These accounts are not just about happy coincidences, but about the magic that happens when we are open and attentive to the messages from the universe. These experiences do not need to be grand to be meaningful. Small synchronicities, like hearing a phrase that answers an internal question or crossing paths with someone who offers advice at the right moment, can be equally transformative. The value lies not in the scale of the event, but in the impact it has on reconnecting us with our purpose. Recognizing and following these clues requires presence and courage. Often, synchronicities challenge us to step out of our comfort zone or consider possibilities that initially seem unlikely. However, by trusting this flow, we discover that it not only guides us but also supports us, opening doors that once seemed closed. This alignment with personal purpose is also deeply connected to our intention. When we bring clarity and sincerity to our desires, the universe seems to respond in ways that reflect our readiness to act and grow. Synchronicities, then, are not just external signs, but reflections of our internal state, of our readiness to engage with life authentically and meaningfully. By seeing synchronicities as guides on our journey, we begin to trust the process of life more. We understand that, even in moments of doubt or difficulty, there is always a path to be revealed, an opportunity to rediscover our purpose and move forward with more alignment and confidence. Recognizing and working with synchronicities is a practice that requires mindfulness and a genuine openness to the mystery of life. These moments do not usually present themselves with immediate clarity. Often, sensitivity and intention are needed to perceive them. Modern life, with its numerous distractions, tends to distance us from this subtle perception, but with certain practices, it is possible to cultivate the ability to notice and interpret these meaningful connections. The first essential tool for working with synchronicities is mindfulness. When we are fully present in the moment, we become more receptive to the signs the universe offers us. This means not only observing the external world but also listening to our intuition and emotions, which often alert us to something important. The practice of mindfulness, whether through meditation or simply slowing down to appreciate the moment, is the foundation for perceiving synchronicities. Keeping a synchronicity journal is another powerful practice. Writing about events that seem significant, even if they seem trivial at first glance, can reveal patterns that would otherwise go unnoticed. Over time, this habit helps us identify recurring themes and understand how the universe communicates with us uniquely. Questions like, "What does this mean for me?" or "How does this relate to my current journey?" can guide our reflection. Meditation is a practice that not only increases mental clarity but also deepens our connection with the natural flow of life. Before meditating, setting an intention like, "I am open to the signs of the universe," can direct our consciousness to recognize synchronicities more easily. During meditation, insights or ideas may arise, often serving as answers to questions we carry. Gratitude is another transformative practice. When we cultivate an attitude of gratitude, we raise our vibration and become more receptive to synchronicities. Giving thanks for small moments of connection or significant events, even before fully understanding their meaning, creates an energetic field that attracts more aligned experiences. Gratitude is not just about recognizing what has already happened but also about opening space for new possibilities. It is important, however, to differentiate authentic synchronicities from illusory interpretations. Not every coincidental event is filled with meaning. Sometimes, our desire to find patterns can lead us to see connections where there are none. The key is to listen to intuition and trust what resonates deeply. Authentic synchronicities are usually accompanied by a sense of clarity, a knowing that transcends doubt. These practices help us cultivate a more intentional relationship with the universe. By noticing and working with synchronicities, we not only feel more connected but also develop a renewed trust in the flow of life. We begin to see that every significant event is a reminder that we are being guided, an invitation to live with more presence, purpose, and openness. Despite their depth and transformative potential, synchronicities are not always easy to perceive. There are various obstacles that can distance us from this subtle connection with the universe, and many of them are rooted in our modern patterns of thought and behavior. Recognizing these blockages is the first step in overcoming them and making space for the experience of meaningful coincidences. One of the biggest challenges is skepticism, which often arises from the need for rational and logical explanations for everything that happens. We live in an era dominated by science and critical analysis, where everything must be measurable and provable to be accepted as real. This skepticism, though valuable in many contexts, can close us off to the possibility that there are phenomena beyond conventional logic. To perceive synchronicities, it is necessary to cultivate an open mind, allowing ourselves to explore the inexplicable without the immediate need for definitions or proof. Modern distractions are another major obstacle. The constant overload of information, excessive use of technology, and everyday hurry create mental noise that makes it difficult for us to perceive the symbolic and the meaningful. When we are always rushing or absorbed by screens, we lose the ability to be present in the moment and notice the small signs the universe sends us. The fast pace of modern life distances us from the state of mindfulness necessary to perceive synchronicities. Moreover, emotions like fear, anxiety, and frustration can block our sensitivity to these moments. When we are caught in negative emotional states, our energy and focus turn to solving immediate problems, making it difficult to recognize the more subtle messages the universe may be sending us. These emotions create a sort of filter that distorts our perception, limiting our ability to open up to the natural flow of life. Another factor that interferes with the perception of synchronicities is attachment to rigid expectations. Often we are so focused on how we think things should happen that we fail to recognize the opportunities and signs that present themselves in unexpected ways. The universe rarely operates according to our preconceived ideas, and being willing to let go of these expectations is essential to embrace synchronicities as they are. Overcoming these obstacles requires practice and intention. Cultivating detachment, for example, helps us trust in the process of life and accept what comes without judgment or resistance. Practices like meditation and mindfulness help reduce internal and external noise, creating the space necessary for synchronicities to be perceived. Working with difficult emotions, whether through therapy, journaling, or other tools, allows us to release emotional blockages that obscure our sensitivity. Recognizing these challenges is not a reason for discouragement but an invitation to deepen our journey of self-awareness and spiritual connection. Each step we take to overcome these barriers brings us closer to a richer reality, where synchronicities are not just possible but inevitable. They are always there, waiting for us to be present and open to perceive them. Synchronicities are not just curious events. They can be profound catalysts for spiritual growth and personal transformation. These unique moments often pull us out of our comfort zone and challenge us to question deeply held beliefs, thought patterns, and even our worldview. They invite us to expand our consciousness, embrace new possibilities, and align with the natural flow of life. When we encounter a significant synchronicity, we are often prompted to reflect on the choices we are making. Perhaps a message or seemingly casual encounter reveals that we are on the right path, reinforcing our trust in the process of life. On the other hand, some synchronicities may be uncomfortable, pointing to areas of our life that need attention or change. These events encourage us to confront aspects of ourselves we may have been avoiding, serving as mirrors that reflect our inner truth. These meaningful coincidences also have the power to challenge our limiting beliefs. By experiencing such an unlikely and meaningful event, we are forced to reconsider the nature of reality and the possibility that something greater is at play. It is as if the universe is reminding us that we are not trapped by the restrictions we have created for ourselves, but that, on the contrary, we are connected to an infinite field of possibilities. More than anything, synchronicities invite us to trust. To trust the process, the flow of life, and the greater intelligence that seems to guide everything. This trust is essential for spiritual growth, as it helps us release excessive control and make space for the new. As we learn to embrace these experiences without resisting or over-rationalizing, we begin to align more deeply with the energy of the universe. Moreover, synchronicities can serve as powerful reminders that we are not alone. They often arise in moments of doubt or challenge, offering a sense of connection and support. It's as if the universe is saying, "I am here with you. Trust the path." This kind of experience can be deeply comforting, renewing our strength and determination to keep moving forward, even in difficult times. These events also expand our perception of interconnectedness. When we realize that we are connected to something greater, our perspective broadens, and we begin to see life in a more expansive and meaningful way. This sense of unity helps us overcome the feeling of separation and engage more fully with the world and the people around us. Synchronicities are, in essence, reminders that we are in constant dialogue with the universe. They invite us to listen, reflect, and act in alignment with our deepest essence. When we accept these messages with openness and humility, they not only guide us but also transform us, leading us to a state of greater awareness, authenticity, and spiritual connection. Synchronicities remind us of something essential. Life is much richer and interconnected than we often perceive. They call us to look beyond the surface of everyday events and recognize that there is an invisible dance between our intentions, actions, and the universe around us. They are not just coincidences. They are invitations to actively participate in this dance with presence, curiosity, and openness. When we perceive and embrace these meaningful coincidences, they become evidence that the universe is in constant dialogue with us. They are signs that we are being guided, that there is a natural flow that leads us toward our purpose. Recognizing these messages requires practice but also courage. The courage to trust what we feel even when we don't fully understand. The power of synchronicities lies not just in their immediate meaning but in the transformation they can inspire. They pull us out of autopilot, out of unconscious repetition, and place us in a state of mindfulness, where each moment is an opportunity for learning and growth. They remind us that we are deeply connected to something greater, and that, at the same time, that greater something is always available to us. By cultivating presence, intuition, and openness to mystery, we begin to see life with new eyes. We discover that synchronicities are not isolated events, but part of a continuous pattern that permeates all of existence. They are reminders that we are co-creators of our reality, capable of influencing the world around us through our intentions and conscious actions. So, how can we honor these messages from the universe? The answer lies in living with more attention, gratitude, and trust. Each day we can choose to slow down, listen, and respond to what the universe presents to us. Small acts of presence and intention can create a wave of transformation that reflects in all aspects of our lives. Remember, the universe is always conspiring in your favor. Every synchronicity is a reminder that you are loved, guided, and supported. Trust this flow even when the path seems uncertain. By embracing these messages, you will discover not just answers, but also a deeper connection to the divine that resides within you and around you. If this reflection resonated with you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your experiences with synchronicities in the comments. Your story may inspire others to notice the signs around them and connect more deeply with the universe. Thank you for being here, for opening your heart and mind to this journey of self-discovery. May you continue on this path with confidence, purpose, and the assurance that you are never alone.